folks, I have finally built this right. Finally built it right. What do I mean by that? Look at this shit. Look at this bad boy. See that? Finally built this right. Been the decades of trying to build this right until final. So let's what we got here. Let's look what we got here. See these? All around Allen. Alright, boys and girls, this is the engine when it's sealed up. Obviously by now you know how this is being closed. The changes to this engine that I built is that you can see I use Allen screws all around it. Real all around, not partial engine built with standard ratchet screws and Allen. This is all around Allens. And the other thing is, are you ready? Bam. That's an oil drain plug system that I created. Why did I do that? Well, let me tell you why. The bike only has one. It's located somewhere here. You can see it. Only one. When I first had this bike, I was a little bit confused to figure it out that it only had one, because most bike all the time has two type of drain plugs. Now, then this bike does not have an oil filter. So the idea of creating this engine was from a CG250, just like the gearing, but it's actually a little bit bigger because it was bored out and it was CNC'd size. I don't know if that's the right word, meaning that they had to look at the schematic on the computer and increase the size and bore out the cylinders and make it a little bit bigger. But otherwise, the whole design is a CG250. So with that being said, they didn't include a filter. I mean, yeah, an oil filter, and they didn't include a secondary drain. So it was supposed to have one here. All engine has at the bottom, never on the side. Or if it has on the side, it's always the 12mm. That's on the side, but the main one is at the bottom. So when this one didn't have it, came as a shock. Might have been why the engine had problem, because metal shaving around the gearing might have caused it to break. But also there is this mystery washer. The first time when I built the engine with it, you can see this is real steel. This is not me buying something on Home Depot. This is stainless pure steel, like a bearing washer. But the first time I built the engine around with it, this thing was locked because I ended up putting the washer on that gear thing over there. That's why the second time when I built it, I make sure everything is moving freely. Everything. Because that's how a transmission should be. So I found this when the gearing broke. No doubt about that. It can't go there because you got 4 pins that connects to the shifter. So it can't go there. It would have to be inside the transmission. But there's no space for it because I make sure I check the space between the gears and the bearing, and everything fits perfectly. So that's when I realized I just throw this in there, you know, just for fun. But as I was saying, I put this in there. This is a magnetic plug. So all the metal shaving, since everything is brand new, somewhere here is my cylinder head and my piston. Soon I'm gonna clock it. So when the engine is breaking in, now that it's professionally built by someone who understands engine and not just someone who design one, the metal shaving is gonna be there. So I'm gonna treat this like an oil filter. The first 600 miles, I'm gonna drain it from here, both ways. It's not just one way. I'm gonna drain, because this has a little bump because of a nut that I put in there. So I have to drain it both ways, but mainly because this one will drain out the metal shaving more than on this side. Then thereafter, every 3,800 miles, I'm gonna have to drain it from here. But most of the time, when I drain it every 1,864 miles, it's gonna be here. But the second time, well, might be the third time, it's gonna be from here.
Oh, remember that leak? That coolant leak, remember when I first had it? got an odometer issue here. My speed is not working properly anymore. Because it's not. Look at that Fender Delete, y'all. Look at that shit. So here's what we got. I had to drill a hole here, and I use this to hold that. Now, remember I showed you guys this one. Read this. This is the Ultimate Steel license plate. JB Well here. Making sure that this is bulletproof afterwards. Okay. So the way this works is that it's an armrest and it's also a plate holder. That's a tether. This is a tether if in case it's broken. Alright? Use the other one because this is fake, this is not real. But yeah. So that is an upgrade. Right, so this is the sprocket change upgrade specifically for the model Jonway YY350-9a. Same material, right? It's exactly same material. See that? I think it's some kind of vibranium. That is 6-hole and that's 41. This is 5-hole and this is 40. So there's a slight difference, right? You can see here it says 41. It's engraved on it. Well, this one is printed on it. Here's the thing. If I would change to the 41 tooth, I had planned to change the front one to 13. But since I'm using the 40 tooth, I'm gonna leave the front sprocket as 14. So 1341, 1440. This one. If you guys watch my videos, I always recommend hand tight before actually using tools. Right? So it goes on the hole, on the bushing, that's what they call them. Now, because this comes with a different set. It only takes one. Now I see why it does that. Fuck me, son. It doesn't take two, it takes one. Damn that factory. Two, it takes fucking one. That's it. See what I tell you? Factory screws you up all. Got the chain stretched, right? I gotta measure. Gotta make sure I cut it one time. This. And now you gotta do the strap, 15 to 25. vinyl of the Jonway YY350-9a. See that? Coolant done right.
Retirement package. One can never have too many helmets, right?